Good morning, Dana.
Hi, Grace. How are you today?
I'm great. What's happening?
Well, I'm sitting here about to record this workshop. I have a feeling any second my dog will start barking, so everybody will just have to ignore that because that's my life.
Okay. Well, I'm really excited to be presenting with you this morning in cyberspace. So you want to get us started?
I do. I do. As you know, Grace, we love to do icebreakers. We do them all the time. And it's much easier when you're in person. It's certainly easier if you have a live Zoom. But here we are on recording, so we're going to do the best we can. Just hang in there, okay, Grace?
I'm hanging in.
Okay, then we're ready to roll.
Okay. Action.
Okay. Well, can you put the slides up?
Sure can.
Okay.
Oh, so who are you anyway?
Oh, that's right. I forgot to introduce myself. Hi, everybody. I'm Dana Playton. I'm a vice president for New York State PTA.
And I'm Grace Rose. I'm the immediate past president for New York State PTA, and it's been a very exciting weekend here up in Albany. You'll hear more later.
I
Okay,
hope you've been tuning in all weekend, and let's have some fun.
Okay, I'm going to put our slides up right now. I'm going to hope to put our slides up right now.
The beauty of technology.
We are ready. Okay.
Okay. So we're going to talk about icebreakers this morning. And Grace, if you could just go to the next slide. We're going to start off with a little virtual fun. Again, because we're recording this workshop, it makes the interaction a little more difficult, but we will be using the chat box that's there on the side of your screen, and we'll be there with you so we can interact with you. We'll give you a couple of minutes, a minute and a half, and let's start off with sharing something that you have picked up from your parents, good or bad. Share a trait that you have picked up with your parents. Type that into the chat box and we'll all interact with each other.
This is interesting to see some of the responses.
I know. I don't know if I want to share what I've learned from mine, but I think it's all good.
It is. And this is a great way, I guess, when you're having your meetings virtually to get people to interact with each other.
Right. And people feel more comfortable sometimes behind their keyboard. And so they may be more apt to be more honest or share something that they would feel maybe funny about sharing in person. So this is a great way to kick off a meeting and make it comfortable for everybody.
Okay, so our time is just about up, Dana. We're ready to go on to the next slide?
Yes, please. Okay, so icebreakers, most of you already know what icebreakers are. They are activities or a game. They're designed to welcome your attendees, your participants, just to warm up the conversation a little bit and create a friendly atmosphere among all the participants in your meeting. They're great for team building, and they just generally make everybody feel more comfortable as you get started. There are times that you're all strangers in a room, and there are times that you know each other very well. So you might want to adjust the icebreaker that you do. It's effective with groups, again, if you know each other or if you don't know each other. Great way to do some team building. You can use any different kind of icebreaker. It will get people talking. Hopefully, you'll have a lot of laughs, and you'll just make everybody more comfortable as you get into the rest of your meeting or the rest of your activity.
Oop, went the wrong way. There we go.
I thought so. So an icebreaker, anything that you use, what you're trying to do is make people more comfortable. You want them to feel more at home in the group, and you want to even split up the different groups of people, make it more random, perhaps move seating around. There are certainly lots of games out there where you can group different people, have everybody pick a candy bar when they walk in the room. And, the Kit Kats sit here and the Hershey bars sit there, and the 1,000 grand, whatever it's called, candy bars, that's my favorite, sit in that corner. And this way you're splitting people up. They don't even realize that they're being split up by the choice of candy bar that they've chosen. It's non-threatening, it's fun. And once you kind of break the ice a little bit and you get more comfortable with each other, you can get more work done and be more efficient. So icebreakers, they're designed to be interactive. You want people to reduce their inhibitions. So again, they're more comfortable around everybody. It's an opportunity to share something about each other that you might not have had that opportunity to do before, and hopefully foster some creative thinking. Icebreakers generally take less than 30 minutes, probably around 15 minutes or so. 20 minutes would be ideal. Light, fun, easy to explain, not complicated, something that people wouldn't want to just roll their eyes and groan and say, oh my goodness, not another one of these. Something that's energizing, you want to really reduce their tension, and absolutely 100% non-threatening.
Okay, so we're going to move on to an activity that we did in person. And Dana, aren't we going to be sharing with the participants a handout that has a list of activities for them to participate in?
Yes, I'm glad that you reminded me. Grace and I have done this workshop before. We have done it in person at live events. And let me tell you something, like roll on your side laughing. It's been really fun. But we can't do that today. So we have prepared in the past a really great packet filled with really terrific ideas. And this PowerPoint also at the end of the PowerPoint has a lot of great ideas. So we're going to make that available on the website following the end of conference. And then you can access that and hopefully find something that you will like to do with your group.
And hopefully we'll be able to do this workshop again in person, because when you get to participate in this workshop, you have a really great experience, and it helps you so much to work with your unit back home. So I'm going to speak to you a little bit about the Cup Stack Team Builder. And we've done this at the state board as an activity for our board of directors. And it's very easy. It's an inexpensive activity to run with your group. The things that you need are some red Solo cups, some rubber bands, and string. And so you're going to create what I call the device using a rubber band, and you're going to attach string to it. The instructions for this will also be in your packet. And the idea is for the group to build a pyramid. And so what you're going to pay attention to is the instruction first that the team is given, and then how they function as a team. And then we'll debrief afterwards. So we're going to stop sharing this screen, and we are going to share the video with you. We recorded this in my office, and hopefully you will enjoy seeing this video.
Okay, so the instructions are, you're going to make a pyramid using the cups to build the pyramid and the device to move the cups around. You're not to use your hands on the cups. You can only use the device, and you're going to have 5 minutes to complete this. And so you may, begin. So we just have to. You go down and leave. Somebody's gonna get under there. Somebody's gotta keep it from moving. Now don't. I'm touching. Got it? Just look it up. Just look it up. Put it down. Okay. Don't lift it off the table, just slide it. We gotta hand it back now. It came off. Wait, we didn't anticipate this happening. Now what? We're gonna have to do something else. Pull, you pull. All right. Okay. Now we're gonna pick that up. Roll it towards the out, right? All right. Wait, can we go with this? We can touch that, but we can't touch the cup. Just no touching the cup. We're gonna roll it to the. Time's up. Well, thank you for your very excellent attempt. Good job, ladies. Okay, so the instructions are.
Whoop, I have to
you're going
stop that
make a
noise.
pyramid.
And escape that. Okay, hopefully you weren't still seeing the video there. And now you're seeing us. So normally what we would do after an activity like that is that we would debrief. And there were a few purposes for that particular activity. We were looking to see about communication skills, and we were looking to see about teamwork. And so you may or may not have noticed at the beginning, I really didn't give them a lot of instruction. I told them to build a pyramid. I told them to use the device, not to let their hands touch the cup. And that was pretty much it. And when I spoke to them about it afterwards, I said to them, when the device broke, I never gave you an instruction saying you couldn't fix the device, right? And I talked to them about, before they started their project, did they talk about it and come up with a plan on how they were going to stack the cups, or did they just dive into it? And so when you do this with people in your PTA, this is a great way to illustrate to people who are working on committees, to giving some thought to how you're going to go through a process for whatever your committee may do, and the communication skills that you need when you're speaking with people. And so as leaders, we all have to think about the messages that we give to the people that we are working with. Are we being very clear in our instruction? Are we sharing all the details that they need to be successful in their job? And so it's a fun activity. I know we had a lot of fun with it, Dana, when we did it as a board.
We did.
We had a lot of fun with it when we used it in workshops in the past. So hopefully we'll have the ability to do this again another time in person. And the really important part is when you do this with your group, that you debrief afterwards and get the feedback from everybody so that you have everybody starting to think about their role in PTA on a committee as a chair, as an officer, and how you're functioning. So now we have another activity, and this one is called the Spaghetti Tower. And so with this particular activity, you really should take more time than what I allotted for the group to do this. They were each given 20 pieces of spaghetti. They were given some masking tape, 1 yard of it, and they were given a marshmallow. And the object was to build whoever built the tower the highest would be the winner. Now you're supposed to really take about 20 minutes to build this, and I gave them about 5. So they weren't completely successful, but I would like to show you how that activity went. And so we're going to go here, and we're going to go to full screen, and you're going to see how they did.
This activity is to build the tallest spaghetti tower of both teams. So whoever builds the tallest one is the winner. You each have 20 pieces of spaghetti, 3 feet of masking tape, and a marshmallow that is supposed to be the topper of your tower. So your tower needs to be standing on its own, and whoever has the highest tower is the winner. You may begin. No, I don't think no, but okay. Yeah. One minute has passed. Okay, 2 minutes have passed. One minute remaining. 30 seconds remaining. Ten seconds remaining. Time's up.
Oh, we're close. Theirs is taller. Yours is taller. But I mean, it's not.
But remember, it has to be standing on its own. Okay, this
Oh,
activity
boy, let me
is
just
built
mute that. Sorry about that.
for
Yeah.
bookkeepers.
Okay, so I think we are back. Are we back here, Dana?
We're back. I can see you.
Okay, so I'm just going to give a quick talk about that. This particular activity is done to help leaders realize the power and challenges of team problem solving. Thousands of groups have done this activity, and there have been some interesting statistics that have come out of the studies. One of the poorest performing groups on average are college graduates with business majors. The reason? They have been told that problem solving is a linear solution where you plan and then execute a plan. They work to the very end, place their marshmallow on top, and have either an aha moment or more often an oops moment. One of the best performing groups is another group of graduates from kindergarten. Kindergartners average 30 inches in their towers. Why? Because they have a natural instinct to prototype. Much like when playing with blocks as toddlers, they struggle with the marshmallow and build up. Plus, they don't have the natural power struggle within their teams that adults develop. And so these are just two examples of some team building, communicating, problem solving activities that you can do with your group. And the handout that you'll receive has a lot more ideas for you. And so we're coming close to the end here. So we have something that we would like to do with you as a group. And I'm going to share the PowerPoint slide, I hope. Let's see if I can get to it. Just a sec. Dana, do you want to add some
Well, it's
more
funny.
to
The only thing that I would add before we move on is that I actually did do this activity with my kindergarten class, and they had so much fun doing it. And the difference between the way they did it and the way that our friends did it, they were talking through the whole thing, and they were all hands-on. The entire structure had all sets of hands on at the same time. If you notice the two groups today, on the left, they were working individually and then came together at the end. And the group on the right, their hands were in the middle of the project they were working on, and all four hands are working together. So it was a different strategy, but the kindergartners did it with so much enthusiasm, and they broke the spaghetti, which you never told them they couldn't, which made a sturdier base. It's just interesting that, to emphasize your point earlier, that the younger ones definitely had more fun, and because they're so used to building and more innovative in that way, they had a great time and did a great job.
I happen to be in my office and I think my phone's going to ring again, so please ignore that. But we're going to go into an activity that we as a workshop group will participate in together. And so we're going to use the chat box for this. I'm going to reshare our PowerPoint slide, and then we're going to start the activity. So let's see, here we are from the current slide, and let's see if it takes us to it. Yep. Okay, I'm going to move it. Okay, here we go. So we're going to tell a story using one word at a time. We'll start it off, and then you're going to just jump in. So we'll take about a minute or two to do this. And here we go.
And while you think of this, I just wanted to mention that the activities that we've shown you today are obviously activities that you will need to do in person. you can't actually physically make anything together while you're on Zoom. We just wanted to give you a couple of ideas so that we do get back and have meetings in person, something fun to start with. But at the end of this PowerPoint and the things that we will also be posting for you to check out after the workshop, after this weekend, they're all virtual Zoom activities. So, you know, I hope that will help you.
I'm sure that they will. Okay, so we'll let this go for another minute, and we're actually almost to the end of our time. I'm going to go ahead and advance this slide as our story is wrapping up. And Dana, if you want to talk about where we found these.
Okay, so there is a workshop. It's called, a website. It's called cozymeal.com, COZYMEAL.com. And if you just look up virtual icebreakers, there are so many ideas. There were 100 ideas. And I know, you know, we're going to advance these slides quickly and the font is small, but just to give you some quick ideas. You can have, it's a real fun game in person. It's just as fun virtually, 2 truths and a lie. So each person will share 2 truths and a lie, and you will have to guess which one is the lie. You could set up a virtual scavenger hunt. You can have people run around their house and bring you something really crazy, and show and tell. Ask everybody to prepare something in advance. There's all different kinds of games that you could be doing that you may not realize are for adults, like bingo, or like I said, show and tell. Just have some fun and get people moving. And this way you're not just stuck behind your screen for 45 minutes. It's, you know, just have some fun with it. Use your chat box, have everybody unmute their microphones, and you can figure out a way to have a lot of fun to start your meetings off.
Okay, Dana, I'm actually going to come out of the PowerPoint now because we have just 3 minutes remaining.
Okay.
And I thought maybe what we could do is give the participants an opportunity, if they have a question for us, that they could put it into the chat box. And then, you know, we'll reply to you. And in the meantime, I would just like to say, Dana, thanks so much for inviting me to do this workshop with you. It was a lot of fun, even though we couldn't be in person together to present it. But I do look forward to doing that again another time with you.
Absolutely. Hopefully by our summer event, we'll be back up and running and we're live. If you need to contact us, our email addresses are on the screen. If Grace could share that again.
I'm going to do that again. Yeah.
And certainly you can reach out to us, and we'd be more than happy to get back to you. And like I said, this PowerPoint will be posted, so any and all this information will be there for you. And thank you for joining us. I know it's very early on a Sunday morning, and we appreciate it. And we hope that we see you soon in person, and we look forward to that.
Okay. Have a great day, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Okay.